Good morning, everyone. Before we begin with our lesson, let us first have a review about ordered pair. An ordered pair has two parts, an x value and a y value. The x values of an ordered pair can be called the domain or input, and the y values of an ordered pair can be called the range or output. So let's have some examples. List the domain and the range of the presented ordered pairs. These are the ordered pairs. We have -3 and 1, 0 and 2, 3 and 3, and +6 and 4. So the domain here are the x values or the one in pink. So we have -3, 0, 3, and 6. And our range here are the ones in yellow. So our range are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now let's have another example. List the domain and the range of the presented ordered pairs. Here are our ordered pairs. We have -3, +3, 0 and 2, 3 and +3, 6 and 4, and 7 and 7. Now, as you can see, again, our domain are the ones in pink. We have -3, 0, 3, and 6 and 7. So those are our domain. And our range are 3, 2, 4, and 7. Now we can only see 4 numbers here, even if there are 5 ordered pairs in our example number 2, because +3 is repeated. Kaduha, gisulat si kaduha si +3 na pair. So, bahalag kaduha siya sa gi-present sa atong ordered pairs. Nigsulat na to siya in range. Kung atong isulat ang tanang range sa presented ordered pairs, kaisa ra siya isulat. So, 3 here, kaisa lang siya. 2, again, 3 diri. So, na si 3, dili na pwede na dili isulat. And 4 and 7. So, this is domain and range. Basically, si domain si x value lang din siya and si range ang y value. Now, remember that an ordered pair is important in illustrating relations and functions. And that is why today our topic is about illustrating relations and functions. The objectives are first, illustrate a relation and a function, determine if a given relation is a function given a graph using vertical line test, verify if the given relation is a function using the mappings, and share experiences that relations and functions are illustrated. Now, what is a relation? A relation is a set of ordered pairs. When you group two or more points in a set, it is referred to as a relation. When you want to show that that a set of points is a relation, you list the points in braces. So let's have an example. What is an example of a relation? If I want to show that the ordered pairs -3 and 1, 0 and 2, +3 and 3, 6 and 4 are a relation, it would be written like this. First, we need to write the braces here. Second one is to write all the ordered pairs inside the braces. So, si -3 and 1 first. Next is 0 and 2. Next is +3 and 3. And next is 6 and 4. To make this a relation, pinakalas na to ibutang is the semicolon. Dapat na ay semicolon nga nag-separate sa atong ordered pairs. And now this is a relation. Now what is a function? A function is a relation that assigns each y value to only one x value. So sa isa ka y value sa atong ordered pair, dapat iyang partner isa ra jud ka x value. Now, how do you know that? What does it mean? In order for the relation to be considered a function, there cannot be any repeated values in the domain. So, wala day mo balik nga value sa atong domain or sa atong x value. Okay ra sa atong range pero sa domain dili. Now, there are two ways to see if a relation is a function. First is the vertical line test, and the second one is the mappings. Now, let's first discuss vertical line test. Vertical line test. The test states that a graph represents a function if and only if all vertical lines intersect the graph at most once. For example, I have here our Cartesian plane. This is our graph, the green line. Now, if I draw a vertical line, this one, kaning nakapula, we can see nga, kaisa ra siya nag-intersect or nagtagbo. Si green and red line, kaisa ra siya nagtagbo. That is our point of intersection. Kaisa lang sila nagtagbo. Even if I draw another vertical line, we can see nga kaisa ra gyapon siya nagtagbo. Another one point of intersection. Wala na igo si green line o kadaghan sa atong isa ka vertical line. Another example. But before that, kani nga example, this graph is a example of a function. Now let's have another one. Let's say I have this graph. This is the shape of our graph. It's circle. And if I draw a vertical line, the one in red, we can see nga kaduha na igo ang atong graph. Yeah? The one in green. So, this is the first point of intersection. This is the second point of intersection. Therefore, there are 2 points of intersection. Basta mula pa sug ka isa, this is an example nga dili siya function. Okay, ang vertical line test naka-determine sa ato ang graph if function ang atong inequality or ang ato ang tong domain and range. So, dapat at most once ra gyud maigo ang atong graph sa atong vertical line. To the second way in seeing if a relation is a function, and that is the mappings. A mapping shows how the elements are paired. It is like a flowchart for a function, showing the input and output of values. Remember, we have discussed this input and output. This is the same as domain and range. Input is like domain, and output is the range. Now, let's have an example. We have here the relation negative 3, 1, 0, 2, positive 3 and 3, 6 and 4. So, in mapping, kinahanglan magbuhat ta og two separate boxes or columns for domain and range. Our domain here is negative 3, 0, 3, and 6. So we are going to write negative 3, 0, 3, and 6. While our range are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, as you can see, si negative 3 is paired to positive 1, as well as 0 and 2, positive 3 to 3, 6 and 4. Now, there are no repeated values sa atong domain. Walay nibalik nga values and ni partner siya sa atong range. Tanan na siya partner. So that is called a function. Ang importante, walay mo balik nga value sa atong domain. Walay mo balik nga number. Now, let's have another examples. We have negative 3. We have here the relation negative 3 and 2, 0, 2, positive 3 and 3, 6, and 4. Let's separate the domain and range. So our domain here are negative 3, 0, positive 3, and 6. While our range are positive 2. Next is positive 2 again, so no need to write that again. Next is positive 3 and positive 4. Now let's pair this. Our domain negative 3 is paired to 2. 0 is paired to positive 2 again. 3 is paired to positive 3 and 6 is paired to positive 4. Now, in this example, makita na to nga ang duha ka values sa domain isa ray output which is 2 or isa ray range. Kani bahalag isa ra ilahang range, parehas ra ilang range. This is still an example of a function. Kay wala nibalik si domain. Ang nibalik diari is our range nga 2 and that is exempted. Kay ang rule ra sa atuang function or atong mappings kinahanglan dili mo balik si domain. Okay ra si range basta dili si domain. Now let's have another example. We have here the relation negative 3 and 1, 0 and 2, negative 3 and 3, 6 and 4. Now let's separate the domain and range. Our domain here is negative 3, 0, negative 3 again. So, dili na siya kinahanglan isulat utro na siya. And last is positive 6. Our range is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, if we are going to pair this, we have negative 3 to 1, 0 to 2, negative 3 to 3. So, the domain negative 3 is paired to positive 3 na range. And lastly is we have 6 to 4. As we can see, there is only one domain, pero duha iyang range. Pasabot, nibalik ang atong domain nga negative 3. So, this is an example nga dili siya function kay nibalik ang domain. Now, let's have an activity. Tell whether the given graph is a function or not by using the vertical line test. Let's have first this graph. This is our graph, the one in blue line, and this is our vertical line. As we can see, ang atong vertical line kaisa lang na igo ang atong graph here. So this graph is an example of a function. Okay, now let's have another example. This graph. Our graph is again the one in blue line. And this is our vertical line. And our vertical line hits our graph into naigo niyag kaduha. So this is not a function. Another example, we have here another graph. This is the same with our example earlier. This is our vertical line. And again, kaduha niya na igo ang atong graph. And this is not a function. Basta kaduha maigo ang graph, dili pa dapat kaisa lang jud siya maigo sa atong vertical line to be considered as a function. Other activity. Tell whether the given relation is a function or not by using the mappings. Okay, now let's have an example. Number 1. We have here the relation 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7, 8, and 9. Now let's separate the domain and range. Our domain are 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. While our range are 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Now, each domain is paired exactly to one range in our item number 1. So this one is an example of a function. Now let's have number 2. We have this the relation 2 and 1, 4 and 3, 6 and 5, 8 and 7, 8 and 9. So let's separate the domain and range again. So we have the domain 2, 4, 6, 8, again 8. So pwede na siya dili isulat. Next is 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Now, 2 is paired to 1, 4 is paired to 3, 6 is paired to 5, and 8 is paired to 7. And lastly, 8 is paired to 9. Now, again, sa itong domain, we only have one domain 8, pero iyahang range is 2, which is not allowed sa atong rules sa mapping. Dili, pwede nga, 2 iyahang output, pero isa ra ang input. Now, number 2 is not a function. Now, let's have number 3. We have here the relation 1 and 1, 4 and 3, 0, 5, 7, 1, 8, and 9. So let's separate the domain and the range. Our domain is 1, 4, 0, 7, and 8. While our range are 1, 3, 5. Again, 1 is already listed here. So, pwede na din siya isulat below 5 and 9. So, let's pair them. 1 is paired to 1, 4 is paired to 3, 0 is paired to 5, 7 is paired to 1, and 8 is paired to 9. Now, as we can see, we have two domains, pero isa lang ang range. We have 1 and 7 na domain, pero ang ilahang range is 1. This is considered as a function kay si range man ang nibalik, dili si domain. So, number 3 is a function. Thank you so much for listening. That's all for today, and I hope you learned something.